Hi guys, welcome back again to our YouTube channel. So this is Lovely, and for today's video, I'm going to share with you how to fill out the online non-immigrant visa application form or the DS-160 form. So the first step in applying for a US non-immigrant visa is to complete your application, and it will only take 90 minutes or approximately 90 minutes to complete this application form. After you submit your form, you can move on to the next step, such as scheduling your interview. And for us to get started, as you can see here, you're going to select a location where you will be applying for this visa. For example, for the drop-down, I'll just select Manila, Philippines, and you have to enter the codes below. After entering the codes, scroll down. So this visa application will ask you to upload a digital photo of yourself. You have to make sure that your digital or your 2x2 US visa photo in digital copy is ready. At the end of this form, before you submit your form, you will be asked to upload your photo. Okay, after that, you're going to select either to click start an application or retrieve an application. You're going to click start an application if you are a first-time applicant for the DS-160. Click retrieve an application on the other hand if you have already an existing DS-160 form and you are just going to continue with the sign up. For this tutorial, I'm going to share with you how to click as a start an application. Okay? So if the code is incorrect, you are going to re-enter again. If you cannot read the codes, you are going to click this part, and then you just have to re-enter again what is available in this form. Alright, so click start. The next page will be to read the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act notices. So you read through this, guys, and once done, you are going to click I agree. Wait for the page to refresh. Scroll down again, and this time is the applicant information. So please record your application ID in a secure and safe place. Your application ID will be your reference number of your DS-160 form. So, for example, you are not done signing up your application. By the time that you are going to retrieve your application, you are going to enter this and you are going to answer below the security question. So, declare one security question. For example, I'm going to choose what is the given name of your mother's mother. So, I'll just say Maria. All right. Save this one and then always remember the security question. When retrieving, you will be asked to enter or to provide the answer to this question. All right. So, click continue. There you go. We are now going to proceed with the personal information or start providing and signing up for the personal information. Okay, so after you selected next, after the getting started, the first to fill out is the personal information of the beneficiary or the personal information 1. You will be asked, please take note that the data on this page must match the information as it is written in your passport. Okay? Surname or last name, for example, Santos. Given name or your first name of the beneficiary is Maria. Do you have full name in native alphabet? For me, does not apply. Have you ever used other names? This includes your maiden name, religious name, professional name, or any other names you are known by or have been known by in the past. So I selected no for me. Do you have a telecode that represents your name? Telecode means it's like 4-digit code numbers that represent characters in some non-Roman alphabet names. So I selected no. Next, sex is female, single, never been married, or you can choose from the drop down below. And then date and place of birth. January 1 to 1985 is the birth date. I was born in the city of Manila. In Metro Manila as the province. Country is Philippines. Alright? And then, after completing the first personal information one, you have to make sure that you click this save in this part below. Click the button save. So, from time to time, guys, this form will time out. You have to always click save every time you finish one part. And then you just have to click continue, and then select a personal 2. Alright, next is we are going to fill out the personal information 2. Okay, a country or region of origin, Philippines. Do you have or have you held any nationality other than the one indicated above on nationality? Other than the Philippines, do you still have any other nationality? For me, I answered no. Are you a permanent resident of a country or region other than your country of origin? I answered no. Do you have your national identification number? If you have to enter, and then does not apply if not. Do you have social security or you a social security number before? Have you been issued a social security number before? For me, it does not apply to me, so I click does not apply. Or do you have a US taxpayer ID number? For me, it does not apply to me. So after that, you're going to click save again, and then continue the application, and then click proceed tayo sa next or for the travel information. Alright, so the next to fill out is the travel information by the beneficiary. Provide the following information concerning your travel plans. Provide the following information. What is the purpose of your trip to the US? This is for K1 fiancé visa applicant. In this example, so I selected fiancé or spouse of a US citizen. Specify fiancé of a US citizen, and then enter your application or receipt number or the WAC number or the petition number, your reference number in your petition. And then the next question would be, have you made specific plans? If you are unsure of your date of arrival in the US or the date of departure from the US, please provide an estimate. So I just provided an estimate. So for example, the February 2, 2025. Arrival flight, if known, and city, I'll just put, for example, Orlando, Florida. Okay. Address where you will stay in the US. So for example, I put the address, Orlando, Florida is the state, and then the zip code of the state of Florida. And the person or entity paying for your trip, is it your petitioner or you are paying for yourself? Alright, so I selected US petitioner. Click again, save. Alright, continue application. And then click for next would be the travel companion information again by the beneficiary. Provide the following travel companion information. Persons traveling with you. Are you traveling by yourself or you have other person traveling with you? Just like if you have a K2. So I selected no. Click save. Continue the application. And then click next. Person or previous US travel information. Provide the following previous US travel information. Provide the complete and accurate information to all questions that require an explanation. Question 1, have you ever been in the US? My answer is no. Have you ever been issued a US visa? My answer is no. Have you ever been refused a US visa or been refused admission to the United States or withdrawn your application for admission at the port of entry? I selected no. Has anyone ever filed an immigrant petition on your behalf with the United States Immigration Services? So my answer is no. Click save. Continue again. And then the next would be is your address and phone information of the beneficiary. So the home address of the beneficiary in the Philippines, provide the street address, the city, for example, Manila, state or province is Metro Manila, and the postal or zip code, country, Philippines. The next question would be, is your mailing address the same as your home address? And I answered no. If no, you will be asked to provide an additional address here. If you answered no, provide an additional address. So the mailing address is the same as my home address. Provide your phone number. If you have a secondary phone, you have to provide. If you are working still, if you're currently working, provide your work phone number. Next is, have you used any other phone numbers in the last 5 years? My answer is no. And then provide your email address. And the next question is, have you used any other email addresses in the last 5 years? I answered yes, and I added. If you have if you are maintaining several valid email addresses, you have to click on add another, and then just input another email address. Right. Social media. Do you have a social media presence? So select below social media provider or platform, for example, Facebook. And social media identifier, for example, Maria Santos. Add another social media provider. I also have a YouTube channel, for example, Maria Son. And then you can also add more. So if you have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you can add and provide the identifier of each platform. Next is, do you wish to provide information about your presence on any other websites or applications you have used within the last 5 years to create or share content? For example, photos, videos, status updates. And if you, other than the mentioned before, if it's already mentioned above, you can select no. If not, if you select yes, you have to provide an additional platform wherein you have an existing account or you have another social media existing aside from the one mentioned above. Alright, so I can just selected no. Alright, and then click save, continue again, and then the next will be, click next will be the passport. Passport information by the beneficiary. So what the type of passport is regular. Provide your passport number. Passport book number, for me, does not apply. The country or authority that issued your passport, Philippines. Where was the passport travel document issued in Manila? Metro Manila, Philippines. All of these details are available in your passport bio page, guys. So you just have to select accordingly. And then, when was the passport being issued, or what was the issuance date, the expiration date of your passport? Have you ever lost a passport or had one stolen? My answer is no. After that, you click again save, continue, and then click next. Provide your US point of contact information. So, contact person or organization in the United States. So, your US point of contact can be any individual in the US who knows you and can verify, if necessary, your identity. If you do not personally know anyone in the US, you may enter the name of the store, company, or organization you plan to visit during your trip. So, for me, my contact person is my petitioner. For example, Smith, John, and I do not know the organization name because this is my, and what is the relationship of your contact person? My US petitioner. Click save again. Continue. Next is the family details. Okay, for the family information or relatives, this is again by the beneficiary. Provide the following information concerning your biological parents. If you are adopted, provide the following information of your adopted parents. So, father's full name and date of birth. Okay. And then date of birth, for example, January 1 to 1960. Is your father still living? I said no. Then you have to provide the year of death. Now, provide your mother's full name and date of birth. For surname of your mom, given name or your first name, the birthday of your mom. Is your mother still living? If you say yes, provide the address or her home address. For example, number 1, Reyes Street, Manila, Metro Manila. Postal code and country is Philippines. Alright? Is your mother in the US? My answer is no. Next question is, do you have any relatives, not including parents, in the United States? The immediate relative for this question means your fiancé, spouse, child, sibling, brothers, sisters in the US. So I answered yes because my immediate relatives is my petitioner. So I put the name of my petitioner, John Smith, my fiancé, and what is the relative status? My fiancé is a US citizen. After that, guys, you have to click save and then continue. And then click next. The next will be your family information, fiancé, or this is the information of your petitioner. Alright? So fiancé or full name, well, petitioner's full name, surname first, the last name, followed by the given name or his first name, your fiancé's date of birth, your fiancé's address in the United States. Provide the street address, city, for example, Florida, and then the zip code is, alright, and then what is your fiancé's occupation? So just select guys what is your fiancé's occupation in the US. For example, business, and then you click save, continue, and then click next, former spouse. Do you have any former spouse? If you are married before, you have to answer, click yes if you have been married before, and you provide your former spouse information. If no, or never been married, I selected no, and click save lang. Continue again. Alright, and then next would be children. So do you have any children? Click yes if you have, and then no. For me, no kids. Yeah, so I just click save, continue the application, and the next would be is the work, your present work, education, training information. Okay, so provide the following information concerning your current employment or education. Number 1 question is, what is your primary occupation? This is for the beneficiary, okay? So what is your primary occupation? So select if you are working in the field of computer science, engineering, for example, computer science. Provide the school or the employer name, for example, ABC Company, the address of your employer, Makati, Metro Manila, for example. Provide your employer's phone number and provide the country address of your company you're working. And then when did you start, or the start date in this company you're working, month, date, and year. And then how much is your monthly income in local currency if you are employed. For example, 60,000 pesos. And then briefly describe your duties and responsibilities of this profession. You just have to click save. After that, the next would be is the previous work, education, training, and information. So the first one before is your present work, education, training. The next page is your previous work, education, training, information. Were you previously employed? My answer is no. If you have previous employer, you have to provide a class. Click the next, or click yes. Have you attended any educational institutions at the secondary level? I answered yes. And then provide the following information on the educational institutions you have attended. So provide the name of the school or your course you're attending. For example, college, ABC College, address is in Manila, Philippines. My course of study is computer science, and then date of attendance from and date of attendance to, or when did you finish your field of study. After that, you click save again, continue application, and then click next. This time, you will be asked to provide additional work, education, training, and information. So we're done with the present, past, and now, if you have additional to input, you have to input, guys. So do you belong to a clan or tribe? My answer is no. Provide a list of languages you speak, English and Filipino. Have you traveled to any countries or regions in the last or within the last 5 years? My answer is yes. For example, didn't you provide the country you visited? For example, Malaysia. Okay? And then the next question is, have you resided in any country for 6 months or longer since you attained 16 years of age? No. Have you belonged to, contributed to, or worked for any professional, social, or charitable institution? My answer is no. Do you have any specialized skills training such as firearms, explosives, nuclear, biological, or chemical experience? No. Have you served in military? No. Have you ever served in, been a member of, or been involved in a paramilitary unit, vigilant unit, rebel group, guerrilla group, or insurgent organization? My answer is no. Click Save once you're done. Click Continue Application. And then click Next. Alright? This part is the security and background. Part 1. So provide the following security and background information. Provide complete and accurate information to all questions that require an explanation. A visa may not be issued to persons who are within specific categories defined by law as inadmissible to the United States. Are any of the following applicable to you? While a yes answer does not automatically signify ineligibility for a visa, if you answer yes to, you may be required to personally appear before a consular officer. So, for the first question, do you have a communicable disease of public health significance? My answer is no. Do you have a mental or physical disorder that possess or is likely to pose a threat to the safety or welfare of yourself and others? Answer is no. Are you or have you been a user or a drug user or addict? No. Do you have documentation to establish? This last part of the question, guys, is do you have documentation to establish that you have received vaccinations in accordance with US law? So I answered yes to this question because, guys, by the time that you appear in your interview at the US Embassy Manila, you're done with your medical examination at St. Luke's, the brown envelope, the sealed one. So that's the one that they're talking about. You are bringing that to your interview. So the answer is yes. Click Save and then click Continue Application and then click Next. This will be the part 2 of the security and background. So guys, just read each question carefully. All right? And then once you're done, select what is applicable to you. Click Save. Click Continue. And then click Next. For the part 3, just read all of this. These are all security questions in background checking. So you just have to click answer yes or no, whatever is applicable to you. Alright, after you're done with this part, click Save again to proceed to the security and background part 4. Okay, again, this is a security and background checking questions. Read carefully, understand the question, and select the question applicable to you. Click Save, Continue. Next is the part 5. Okay. Alright. So, once you're done with this, guys, I'm not gonna read through each of the questions about security and background questions, because this will take longer. But I want you guys to understand carefully and read thoroughly the questions and answer appropriately. Alright? Honestly and accurate answer is required for this. So, click Save, Continue, and then when you click Next, the next will be the photo. Okay, so in this part, guys, you are going to upload a digital copy of your US visa 2x2 picture. So, for example, you click upload. Right? And then click choose file, for example, there, and then click upload. Okay, so after you chose file, click this, next is upload selected photo, right? And then, well, of course, it will reflect the errors, okay, in this sample of photo that I uploaded because I covered my eyes for this one. But when you upload, this is basically the next step, okay? After uploading your photo, you will just have to click continue, and then you have to acknowledge the terms and conditions or make an electronic signature of your DS-160 form. And then once you click submit, finalize everything, guys, before you click submit, because there are no turning back. You cannot, once submitted, you cannot edit anymore all the DS-160 form. If you have questions, you can comment down below, and I'll try my best to answer your questions as soon as we can. And please continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll be posting more videos about K1 visa, and we'll hope to see you guys very soon. So see you around and have a blessed day. Bye.